Hi guys, and welcome to week 6. So this week we are actually wrapping up social and emotional development, but we are going to be focusing pretty heavily on emotional development this week. Additionally, you're going to be reading about behavior guidance, and we'll talk about that at our Tuesday meeting as well. So play, although it influences social development pretty heavily, it's still crucial to emotional development. So I want you to keep that concept of play in mind and how play supports development as we're working through the content this week. Make sure you're clear on the definitions of both social and emotional development. Last week we talked about how oftentimes we talk about it as one word or one concept, but it's actually two separate things. And this week we will be focused on the emotional development side of things. Again, if you need a reminder what those definitions are, they are in the screencast for this week and from last week as well. We are going to talk this week a lot, and you're going to read about the difference between punishment and guidance. So our goal in early childhood classrooms is not to punish children, although quite often that's what ends up happening. And we'll kind of talk about that a little bit and depack what that looks like. Really, our goal is to guide children, and that's what positive guidance is, and it's why we are shying away from punishment, because oftentimes children aren't learning anything from punishment. We're also going to talk a little bit about the importance of understanding the why behind behaviors, so you can support young children in your classroom, because really what you're trying to do is identify through behavior what needs to be taught. So for example, maybe you have a child who is struggling at nap time, but maybe they don't understand the steps or the process leading up to nap time. Or maybe you have a child in your class who might be aggressive with other children, but maybe they don't know how to interplay with other children, and really what they need is your support and how to do that. So we'll talk about that this week, and you'll read about this week as well. There's also this notion of understanding that certain behaviors not only must be taught, but reinforced, and that's through positive reinforcement, which is an extremely important and effective tool that can be used in classrooms. The other thing that I want to highlight in terms of guidance is that you have to have a real firm understanding of developmentally appropriate practice. Oftentimes, our expectations of children aren't mirrored or matched with what is developmentally appropriate for them. And so that's why behaviors start to occur. So a good one is, and when behaviors really start to flare up, oftentimes is in transitions in classrooms. And sometimes transitions can be awfully long. So we have these expectations of children to be able to follow through with these really long transitions, when really that's just not appropriate. They can't hold attention or keep a tuning for that long. So it's little things like these, just understanding what works for children and what does not, and then using that to guide you as you work in your classroom. So your homework this week, you are going to be doing a nurturing and responsive checklist as part of your discussion question. So that is a tool to either examine your own practice or look at the social and emotional practice of a peer, so that's another teacher. And that is your discussion question. Additionally, you will be working on, give me 1 second, I want to pull up our syllabus and make sure that I'm being clear, because you finished all of your resource collection items. So this week, your other assignment that you have due is your competency statement. So you're going to be writing your second competency statement on social and emotional development. And I want you to also make sure that you talk about positive behavior guidance in this competency statement as well. So you guys all did well with competency statement 2, so I'm not worried. This one you're going to be focusing on how you're going to work to promote social and emotional development and positive behavior. And then you have your check your knowledge for this module. So again, reach out if you have any questions. Other than that, I will plan on seeing you guys on Tuesday night. Thanks.